Been wanting to make this video for a while and just haven't had the right time or place. And walking to the train station, I figured, now's a good time. And since the street's right next to me, it helps to articulate what I want to say. And that is that we are moving in the direction of our thoughts, meaning our thoughts create our reality. I want to let that sink in for a moment. I want you to think about that. Our thoughts create our reality. So what you're thinking in your mind, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I never have luck. Oh, it's never going to happen. Oh, it's taking too long. You are thinking what's your reality, what it will be. However, if you think differently and you discipline yourself, that is, okay, I don't see how this is going to end up, but I know there is a path. I know I'm going to get there. I know it is doable. It may just look different than what I have imagined in my mind, but I'm going to get there. It is possible. How many times through history has it been, quote, impossible, but we have done it? Mankind, individuals, people have done the impossible. So the impossible is absolutely possible. It was simply a matter of perspective, a matter of thoughts, a matter of step by step. And so your thoughts create your reality. Now let's just talk about a practical example of what I'm giving you. Outside of trying to fly to the moon, for example. When we say, hey, we're going to fly to the moon, someone said, oh, that's impossible. We don't have the technology. Well, we know how that story ended. That we flew to the daggum moon. We created technology where we didn't have any. So, the practical application of that in our everyday life, if you drive a car. I used to drive on the highway, 40, 45 minutes every day, to and from, each way. And I played this little game with myself, and that was back then there were reflectors in between the white lines. So in between the dashed white lines there were reflectors. My trick was going 65, 70 miles an hour down the highway to not hit the reflectors, just a tiny little reflector. And so I was looking at the reflectors at what I did not want to hit. And in fact, by focusing on the reflectors of what I didn't want to hit, my thoughts created my reality because I was focused incorrectly. And I was focused on the reflectors that I didn't want to hit, and that's exactly what I hit. I got really good at hitting the reflectors, and I just couldn't figure that one out. And so then I stopped for a moment. And I said, let's think about this differently. And this is back in 2007, 2008. So, 18 years ago, at least. And so I thought about things differently. And what happened was I started to focus on the white lines, not the reflectors. And the reflectors were equally spaced between the white lines. And so I focused on hitting the white line and not hitting the reflector. And so when I focused on the white lines, then magically, all of a sudden, I stopped hitting the reflectors. And I realized a life principle. And that was just a little game I was playing with myself that became truly a life principle. Where you focus, where you think, what you think creates your reality. And that's just a very simple example of what I'm talking about. Practice that in everyday life, everyday situations and relationships, at work. And don't let anyone tell you that it's not possible, because it is possible. Just no one's mapped that route yet. So, carpe diem. I will see you on the flip side.